We are living in an age of absolutely incredible promises from AI. Everything is about scale, right? Bigger models, more data, more power. But what if the very thing that made this whole revolution possible has a kind of hidden, self-destructing flaw? Let's dive into that.
I mean, the promise is epic. You can't deny it. We're imagining an AI that can just absorb a company's entire legal history, or a patient's full medical records, or, yeah, every single book in a library, and just get it in an instant. This is the big dream of what we call the infinite context window.
But here's the thing, the paradox. The reality is that our most powerful AIs, even with these supposedly huge context windows, they often forget what they read in the middle of a single long document. So why? Why does this happen? What is this hidden bottleneck that's holding AI back from that epic promise?
To really understand this, we need to look at what I'm calling AI's scaling paradox. You see, the very thing that makes these models so smart is also what makes them incredibly inefficient and, in some cases, surprisingly dumb when you try to give them more information. It's wild.
Okay, so the culprit, it has a name, the attention bottleneck. And it's basically this fundamental clash between the AI's algorithm, the actual physics of the hardware it runs on, and the pure economics of running it at a massive scale.
So, at the very heart of any modern AI like ChatGPT, there's this mechanism called self-attention. It's the magic that lets the model connect a pronoun at the end of a sentence to the person it was talking about way back at the beginning. It builds these really rich connections by comparing every single word to every other single word in the text. And that every-to-every comparison, well, that's both its superpower and its curse.
And this is the curse, right here, expressed in math. ON squared, or what we call quadratic scaling. This little formula is the root of our entire problem. It means the amount of work the computer has to do doesn't just grow with the length of the text, it explodes.
And this chart just makes that math painfully real. Look at this. If you just double the length of a document you feed the AI, you don't double the cost. Nope, you quadruple it. And if you go from, say, a 4,000 token context to a 100,000 token one, that's a 25 times increase. The computational cost jumps by a staggering 625 times. This is just, it's not sustainable.
But you know, compute is only half the story. The other massive problem is memory. When an AI is generating text, it uses something called a KV cache to remember what it's already seen. You can think of it as the model's short-term memory. But this cache, it just grows and grows with every single new word. For long contexts, it can get so enormous that it completely fills up the memory of even the most powerful GPUs out there.
And this table perfectly illustrates why just building better hardware isn't saving us. So, look at the jump from NVIDIA's A100 chip to the newer H100. The raw computing power, the T-flops, it more than tripled. Amazing, right? But the memory bandwidth, that's how fast data can actually get to the processor, that didn't even double. And even worse, look at the last line. The actual memory capacity stayed exactly the same. No gain.
So, the key takeaway is this. We've essentially built a super fast engine, but we've kept the same old fuel line. The GPU is just screaming for data, but the memory system can't deliver it fast enough. This creates what engineers call a memory wall, where our incredibly expensive, powerful chips spend most of their time just sitting there, idle, waiting for data.
Okay, so we've got this massive computational and memory problem. But what does that actually look like when you try to use these models? Well, that's when we start to see some really fascinating and kind of weird real-world failures. This right here is one of the most frustrating discoveries about large language models. They have this really strong bias. They are great, I mean really great, at recalling information from the very beginning of a document and the very end of it, but their accuracy just plummets for anything you bury in the middle. The model literally gets lost in the middle.
And get this, this is from actual research. It's been shown that in some cases, giving the model a long document with the answer hidden in the middle actually makes it perform worse than if you had just given it no documents at all. The extra context just acts as noise, and it actively confuses the AI.
Which leads us to this pretty crazy question. Can feeding an AI more information actually make it dumber? In the world of these models, the answer is, bizarrely, yes. More is not always better.
Now, for AI agents, the kind designed to perform tasks over time, this problem gets its own special name, context rot. As the agent's history of actions and observations grows, its context window just fills up with junk and old data. It gets distracted by things that happened 50 steps ago and fails at the simple task it's supposed to be doing right now.
All right, now, the industry is full of brilliant engineers, and of course, they haven't just been sitting around. They've come up with some incredibly clever fixes and optimizations to try and work around this quadratic bottleneck, without having to throw away the whole system.
Let's start with the most important one, flash attention. So instead of creating that gigantic n by n attention matrix in the GPU's slower main memory, flash attention is what we call I/O aware. It breaks the problem into tiny pieces that can fit into the super fast memory right on the chip. It does the math there, and then it only writes the final, much smaller result back. It doesn't change the O of n squared math, but it dramatically reduces all that data movement, making everything much, much faster.
And there are other tricks too. Engineers are shrinking that KV cache by using smaller numbers. That's a process called quantization. They're also managing memory more efficiently with systems like paged attention, and they're even trying to teach the model to intelligently forget by kicking out less important tokens from its memory. These are all really brilliant patches for sure.
But you know, patches can only take you so far. What if the problem isn't something you can just optimize your way out of? What if it's something that needs to be completely replaced? Well, this has led to the rise of a whole new kind of AI architecture.
And this slide really lays out the architectural showdown. The old approach, the transformer, it's like trying to brute force your way through a wall. The bigger the problem, the exponentially harder you have to push. But these new architectures, like state space models or SSMs, they're like finding a whole new path that are designed from the ground up for efficiency. Their complexity is linear, ON, and their memory use during generation is constant. It just stays flat. This doesn't just chip away at the memory wall, it smashes right through it.
Okay, but Mamba does have a weakness. It's not quite as good as transformers at perfectly recalling very specific facts from deep within its context. So, what's the solution? A hybrid model. And this is Jumba. Look at this. It's mostly made of efficient Mamba layers, but every 8th layer is a classic transformer attention layer. This gives it the best of both worlds. You get Mamba's speed and efficiency, with just enough of Transformer's powerful attention to make sure you get high-quality, precise answers.
And this really leads us to our conclusion. After years and years of just brute force scaling, the future of AI architecture, well, it looks like it's going to be a lot more clever. The future is hybrid.
So let's just recap everything we've looked at. Standard attention is super powerful, but it scales quadratically, which is a killer. Flash attention makes it way faster, but it doesn't fix the core math problem. Mamba is this huge breakthrough with linear scaling and constant memory, but it can struggle with perfect recall. And hybrids, like Jamba, they give us this really pragmatic path forward, blending that efficiency with quality. So the main point is, there's no single perfect solution. It's all about a series of really intelligent trade-offs.
For years, the story of AI has basically been about brute force. Just throw more data and more compute at the problem. But this attention bottleneck shows us the hard limits of that approach. The next great leap in AI isn't just going to come from bigger GPUs. It's going to come from smarter, more efficient architectures that are built to work with the physics of hardware, not against it. The real question is, are we ready for that shift?